Radio Panipuri. This is Farha Sayeed. And folks, you know who she is? The artist with a different. An artist who paints on eggs. Yes, dear friends, painting on eggs. Have you heard about it? They're saying no, ma'am. And as I said, it's such a blessed day. Our friends listening to this and seeing this, you must have done an art on paper, canvas, sand, and maybe so many other things. Have you ever done an art on egg? Yes, I mean a real egg. So, Farha, how did this passion start?
I have been doing a lot of different art forms. Like I used to do aluminium work, charcoal painting, and then later on I started silk painting. I like challenging myself. Each time I see a difficult art, I try to learn it and improvise it on my own. So I did silk painting for quite a lot of time, and then when I saw the egg carving, that was almost 17 years back. So immediately I got attached to that. I felt that I should take up this art. So I challenged in learning it and mastering this art. I picked up to one of our friends, took a few classes in it. Then on my own, I started researching about the art and improvised my art.
Egg is a very delicate object per se with a very thin shell. How does this process begin? Do I just buy eggs from the market and start painting? Is this how it works?
Oh yeah, you can order eggshells from net and all. And then the basics, what you follow is just, clean it, disinfect it, and then start working on it. And I feel the eggshell is a very versatile medium. You can do a lot of creative things on it. You can create a lot of different kind of stuff. I basically, since I am familiar with different art forms, I tried many techniques, and I am very happy that I switched to the eggshell.
But friends, Farha is saying it's like, just something. But I told you, when making it at home, I just couldn't break it evenly. It just broke into two. How do you do that, Farha?
I know, people keep asking me the same thing, but I feel it's no doubt it's a very fragile medium, but it is not difficult to learn this art. It's just you need a little bit of more patience, confidence and imagination. That's all. If you have that, then you can create anything.
So friends, we are going to give you a glimpse of the whole thing. Egg can be this small, it could be this big. So which are the birds whose eggs are picked up for painting?
All eggshells, basically I do paintings and all on ostrich egg. Rhea egg is another very beautiful eggshell which has a very, its natural texture is very pretty. And then there is an emu egg which is 3-layered egg. It has a natural color is dark green, then the second layer is the light green, and the last is the white layer. So etching is done very beautifully on this egg. And then there's a goose egg.
Wow.
So there are quite a number of eggshells which you can work on.
And as you said, Farha, these eggshells are available on the net if someone chooses to begin the art.
Oh yes, it is. I order it through internet, different places. Like I have my ostrich eggs from South Africa, and then Rhea egg from US. So many places do sell the eggshells, but it is basically, some of the rare birds like Rhea and all, you get it in a particular season.
Absolutely. Our friends must be inquiring, when we take these eggs, normally when we have a drawing on a paper or canvas, we assume it lives forever. What about the eggshells? Do they live forever?
Yes, this is lasting, it lasts for long. It's like any other art form.
Wow.
It's basically you have to, maintain it and keep it properly. Like I have some of my work from 17 years. So it stays for long,
Our friends listening again and again and looking at this definitely great art, you can see this exhibition coming soon, right, Farha?
Yeah, it's on March 20th and 21st at Chicago Symphony Center.
And you will be able to see the art which has been decorated for the last 17 years continuous and different forms of eggs, different sizes of eggs. And what are the different embellishments you use, Farha?
Like use anything which looks good to me. Like I basically use decorate the eggs with beads, rhinestone chains, and golden cord, silk, organza, any stuff, and golden filigrees and all. So I use lot of things like water sliding transfer, silk prints.
Wow.
Lot of different things I embellish the eggshells with.
So it could be water, it could be oil paint, it could be different kind of stones, or anything you can.
Yes, the
decorate.
possibilities I feel is endless in the eggshell.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Because you have so much surface, you have the outer surface of the eggshell as well as the inner. So that gives you a lot of space to work on.
Sure, sure. And I believe, Farha, there's a particular process that you drain out the liquid from a particular egg.
Yeah, actually when you order it through net, these eggshells are unhatched ones and they empty it and send it.
Okay.
So you save yourself from the hassle of draining it out.
Right, right. And I believe there's also a process that you need to curate it, put with chemicals and so on and so forth.
Like I basically clean it with the normal disinfectants, and then it's ready to work on.
So your canvas is this piece, it's 360 degrees, it's three-dimensional, and this world is yours to paint, create and put in your creativity. Farha, I believe you wanted to show something to our viewers.
Right. First of all, I will explain to you what are the different kinds of eggshells which I work on.
Sure. So our viewers, Farha is going to give us this bouquet of eggs. So keep listening and keep watching Radio Panipuri with Farha.
This is the biggest eggshell. This is the ostrich egg. Like I clean it, cut it, place hinge on it, and this is how it, this is a simple cut which I made. Then I decorate it, and I decorate the inside as well as outside, depending on what is exactly I want to create.
So what bird is this, Farha?
This is an ostrich egg bird.
Okay.
So you can see the shell is quite thick. Yeah, this is the biggest living egg.
Friends, take a note of it. Maybe this could be your next art piece.
So this is the ostrich egg. Like I freehand draw the design and then I start carving on it.
Wonderful.
So I use a high-speed power crafter which runs on air pressure.
And so once you've, our viewers, if you can really look at it, what a beautiful piece of design it is. And you're going to color it with oil colors?
Yes, some of them I do color with acrylic paints because acrylic I feel it's easy, like if you don't like the color and all, it's easy washable paints. So I use acrylic on eggshells. Like this is a Rhea egg. As I mentioned, the texture of the egg is, it has its shine, it is like self-shining in
right.
that.
And our viewers, you can see that there is a hole at the bottom through which the liquid had been drained before it came to Farha for the art to start.
So this is the emu eggshell, like it's dark green in color.
So this is a natural color.
The natural color of the eggshell is dark green, and as I mentioned, it's 3-layered. You can see the light green color. When you start etching the egg, then it shows the light green color. Then if you go more deep, then it's the white layer which comes. So that's the last. So you have to be very careful working with it because anytime it touches the...
And one thing, our viewers, I would like to tell you, this egg, again, the texture really is different from the normal eggs which we see in our markets or which we use at home for edible uses. So it is definitely slightly on the heavier side. The shell is a little bit stronger, correct?
Yes, it's a little bit compared to the goose egg and all. This is the goose egg which I have drawn the design and all. So once I clean it and all, the shape is, and the shell is thin and slightly fragile. So I treat this egg like I apply clear base gesso, acrylic gesso on this so that it strengthens the eggshell. So it's not as delicate as it's initially. So and some of them I painted with
Okay,
acrylic
so this
paint.
is,
So this is the painted one.
Wonderful.
So
I
once
thought
it
you
is-
couldn't have an egg of this color, but you know the universe is so big, you
Yeah,
never
I'm
know.
planning to cut flower in this, so it's
Our viewers must be asking one more question, Farha. Normally, amateur artists like me, well, I'm not an artist, you need a placeholder where you can put your art piece and then start painting. With an egg, do you have special kind of an equipment or a stand that you need to place it and then do the
yeah.
decorations?
It's basically I have a small holder which holds any shape, any size of the egg. So I place it on it and then I start working it.
And how long does it take for an average egg art to be completed? A very, very
Okay.
basic design.
Right. A basic design, like it takes 2 days, from 2 days to 2 weeks. But as it complicate designs, if you try, then it takes for me 4 to 6 weeks to complete one piece.
Wow.
So it depends on the kind of the design and the kind of ornamentation you're trying, using and all.
In this exhibition which is coming up in the next couple of weeks, what kind of eggs will you have? Will you have all the different varieties?
Yeah, I'll try to display as many as I can. Like I'm trying, like I have done painting as well as carving and, like etching also. So I'll be displaying all my work. I would like people to have a look at my work because it's something very different and rare.
It is indeed, at least in Chicago area it is. And dear friends who are watching this, you are not going to get this art in regular art exhibitions. This is an art with a difference. And especially with Easter coming in, a very good tribute to our eggs, if you may.
Yes.
And do you know Farha also does portraits on eggs? Can you tell us about that, please?
I do actually, like I really don't do portraits. I do slightly painting and all, but I use a lot of silk prints, like I make my personal, like it's basically more European and Russian art. So I am trying to, trying to involve Indian,
Figures.
designs in it.
Okay.
So like I have taken some of the, like prints and then I printed on the silk paper and used
But
it on my work.
Yes, I also saw a couple of days back, Farha, there was an egg art with a figure, with a portrait.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we have to look into all your exhibitions to see the details probably.
Oh yeah. Like it's so many things I have been trying. So like I'll just explain few of them which I have done.
Sure, sure.
Like this is my tribute to the two Indian apostle of peace from India. This is Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa. This is etching or emu eggshell. Like I have removed the first layer of the, outlining of the egg. So this is an emu eggshell.
This is a perfect portrait of our listeners and our viewers.
And this is an ostrich eggshell. You can see the, design floral, pattern on this. I did the pattern and then I carved it. Then I lined it with the golden cord and then embellished with the crystals, flat back crystals on it. And then
Wow.
the inside is also, you can see
So it's kind of like a
lined.
placeholder for if you need to put it.
Yes, yeah, like it's lined with satin, and you can use it as a, like
Jewelry
a jewelry play, like it's, yeah. So
Dear friends, if you want to give a gift, and I think this is a perfect gift, Mother's Day is coming. If you give this to your mom, will she be happy or she'll love it? And you know what? Farha is having this exhibition where you can actually purchase them.
yes,
And I think this will be the best gift which I think probably we can give it to our moms. This is beautiful, absolutely exquisite for her. And there's another one you would like to show to our...
this is a carriage which I made out of eggshell. This is an ostrich egg again. These doors are all open. I placed hinges so that the doors are fully open. These are again decorated all over.
Cinderella's special carriage, it seems very pretty, absolutely
so you can
gorgeous.
see the interior of the eggshell. This is all hand done by me.
And how long did some piece would take
Like it takes 4 to 5 weeks to complete
I
one
understood.
piece because I start from the basics and then like I make the seats. Everything has been handmade, so it
Understood.
takes a lot of time.
So much of beauty and so much of pain and patience has gone into it. And friends who are watching this, you have to see it to believe it. It is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. The admission is free, and it is going to be run for 2 days, Farha.
It's for 2 days, Sunday and Monday.
Yes. It's a great day. As I said, spring is here in the city. Why not venture out and see this egg extravaganza? Easter is coming in. Farha, I'm sure our listeners, our viewers would like to know if they want to learn this art. Are there some coaching classes, some internet notions, or any
Yeah, I'm
messages?
sure, like there are people, artists who are, taking classes, art shops, workshops are there. Because since I'm the member of the International Egg Art Guild, we are in touch with our group. So we do have in 2014 exhibited my work along with the international artist in Dallas. So they do have art workshops and classes they to conduct. So,
It's very interesting. Farha, art is, art has no boundaries, and
Right.
definitely you ventured out into this area 17 years ago. Do you think that our artists from the South Asian mainland would like to take this more into the mainstream?
Of course, there is so much one can do, and I would definitely like people to join and learn this art, and there is so much one can do. So,
And viewers, you have a challenge. Farha wants to give it to you.
yes,
The challenge is, again, if you're eating eggs, well, if you're not even eating eggs, forget about it.
exactly.
Buy an egg, try to take that egg, put in your creativity, take a picture of that and send it to Farha at eggdeco.com. And you're going to judge them, correct?
Oh yes, I will. I will. I'll try my best.
Yes.
Each person has its personal creativity in them, so I'm sure people will do the best job, better than me. I guess.
Yes. And you never know where all you'll find these budding artists.
Oh yes, oh yes. I started in the same way. I just challenged myself and I started trying different techniques. So with trial and error, one can achieve what exactly is there in your mind.
So to do this particular art, I know you need to have art accessories, paints, brushes, and so on and so forth. How would you want a new beginner to begin with?
You know, like if you have that feeling that you want to do something, then nothing is impossible. These things you get it, everybody has it. Eggs are available, it's freely available everywhere. And what all things if you want to do this simple painting, paints are there, you just start painting on that. Or if you want to carve and cut, when I started initially, I just took few classes in this.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there was a friend of ours who had her own collection, and I was so curious about how one works on the. There's so much one can do, and I would definitely like people to join and learn this art, and there's so much one can do. So,
And viewers, you have a challenge. Farha wants to give it to you.
yes,
The challenge is, again, if you're eating eggs, well, if you're not even eating eggs, forget about it.
exactly.
Buy an egg, try to take that egg, put in your creativity, take a picture of that and send it to Farha at eggdeco.com. And you're going to judge them, correct?
Oh yes, I will. I will. I'll try my best.
Yes.
Each person has its personal creativity in them, so I'm sure people will do the best job, better than me. I guess.
And you never know where all you'll find these budding artists.
Oh yes, oh yes. I started in the same way. I just challenged myself and I started trying different techniques. So with trial and error, one can achieve what exactly is there in your mind.
So to do this particular art, I know you need to have art accessories, paints, brushes, and so on and so forth. How would you want a new beginner to begin with?
You know, like if you have that feeling that you want to do something, then nothing is impossible. These things you get it, everybody has it. Eggs are available, it's freely available everywhere. And what all things if you want to do this simple painting, paints are there, you just start painting on that. Or if you want to carve and cut, when I started initially, I just took few classes in this.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there was a friend of ours who had her own collection, and I was so curious about how one works on such a fragile medium. So I went to her, took a few classes, and basics what I learned, because immediately you don't end up buying the instruments.
Of
You know,
course,
like
of
you
course.
just want to manage with whatever is available. You know, so she showed me, like the initial ones. I started with the hen egg, and the basic was to cut it with a scissor. So the basic cuttings, I started with scissors, with tiny scissors. I did, and I did a good job, like, and my children, everybody was so curious about it, like my little one, he brought one of the, draft and asked me, why don't you place this inside? That was
Like an egg baby.
memories, yeah.
So I think all, Farha, as you're saying, for our viewers and listeners, it's important that the zeal has to be there.
Exactly, like there is nothing will stop you then.
Sure. Farha, you mentioned you took some classes there. Was it in India or was it outside of India?
That was in Qatar actually.
I see.
Like we move every 3 years, and that was the time when we were posted in Qatar. And since I always had that, like feeling to learn more or do something different, so this art I saw it in 1999, and then I thought, okay, it's different from regular,
Absolutely it
like
is.
work. So then I picked it up, worked on
And
it.
Farha, our viewers want to know, I believe this is the first exhibition in USA, correct, for you?
For me, yes. I have been exhibiting my work in different places. Like I had my exhibition in India, in Yemen, in Qatar, and in Denmark, in Saudi Arabia. Not in Qatar, I picked up in Qatar, but I displayed twice in Denmark. And then first in Chicago.
Oh, okay. So excited. And how many pieces would you be exhibiting in the
It will be almost 60 pieces, 60 to 65 pieces.
So remember, folks, March 20th is 2 days, and this exhibition is one of the kind. You must come in to see it. A fragile thing as an egg gets so much beauty, so much attention, and so much form, all by Farha Sayeed. Farha Sayeed, any other messages for our Radio Panipuri listeners if they want to contact you, if you have a website?
Yeah, I do have my website, like it's eggdeco.com. You can reach me, you can have a look of my 17 years collection on that. And then I would like to say all the viewers of Panipuri that it's very important for everyone to have some kind of creative activity one should get involved into, so that it's give you, inner peace, and like you feel, with my work, it's like meditation for me.
Sure.
So I feel it's very important for a person to have some creative.
Absolutely. And folks, Farha is so busy. I cannot list out the list of engagements which she is engaged with. But as she said, you need to have your own self-develop, a hobby, an art, and what better way to start? At least let's start with an egg, if nothing else. And yes, you must join in on March 20th. Radio Panipuri is a music channel, Farha, and our listeners must be asking, what does Farha listen to?
Classical music.
Do you have any favorites?
I like sitar, sarod,
Instrumentals?
Instrumental, classical music I'm fond of. But I meditate a lot, I do yoga, so that's like something I'm a sweet person.
And what are the next plans? I know after this exhibition, it's an ongoing thing. Do you have any planning for exhibitions?
Immediately, nothing is there in my mind. I want to relax. I'll go for a holiday after my exhibition.
Absolutely. Yes, we all go for a holiday, but we all go to the exhibition first. Farha, thank you so much for putting in your time and showing us these gorgeous exhibits. Our listeners listening to it, we are going to join on March 20th.
Draw this flowers on paper, then I painted it, and then I cut it and embossed it, and then placed it on the eggshell. So you can see that each petal, flowers, everything is created. And this opens. This is a ring holder, and there's one more layer of the shell which
Our listeners who are actually, our viewers who are actually watching this, you will not believe an egg can contain so many different parts and there's so many different layers of contributions. This is absolutely gorgeous, and I think my very favorite is the carriage, of course. And yes, you have one where it's actually a clock.
It's a working clock. These doors close.
So is it one egg or is it two eggs?
This is two egg actually. This is an ostrich egg and a rhea egg, emu egg clock. These are water sliding transfers, and there's a door behind it to wind the tide.